Hello, everyone. If I told you today that my friend died very unexpectedly from heart disease, she was only 24 years old and left behind two babies. You, society, would probably say something to me along the lines of, that is so tragic, or what could I do to help? And the same would probably be very true if I replaced the word heart disease with cancer or even kidney disease. But if I told you the same exact story and replaced any of those diseases with the word overdose, you, society, would probably say something to me like, they should have known better, or those children would have been better off. That is one of the most basic examples of stigma that I hear all the time. For most, the only treatment for addiction is incarceration. We are losing someone in our country every 11 minutes to an overdose. I personally would consider those mass casualties. And the facts are that 1 in every 10 person experiencing addiction does not seek help. And every day I see the barriers that are stopping them. I see stigma when I bring a client to a detox center and they say things like, hey, Sally, you're back again. Maybe this time you'll get it right. Or my personal favorite, you're back for another vacation. Imagine again, me saying this to someone who just had a cancer relapse. How horrible of a person would I have to be to say, well, I hope you get it right this time. Maybe the chemo will work. But sadly, this is the true reality of how we treat people who use drugs. We minimize the importance of their treatment, and we look at their illness like a moral choice instead of the disease that it really is. Today, mostly through my work, I've grown very thick-skinned to stigma. When approached with stigma, I try my hardest to use it as teachable moments, to educate someone. But every so often, I'm still hurt by stigma. I can remember the day that I met our governor. I was excited because I wanted to speak to her about the future of overdose prevention centers in our state and how I felt honored to sit on the governor's overdose task force. So my boss introduced us. She told the governor that I'm a peer in long-term recovery working on the opioid crisis. The governor replied, it's nice to meet you. How long have you been in recovery? And I told her a little over 6 years, very proudly. And she said, wow, you look great. I was honestly taken back by that. I wanted to say, compared to what? You see, it's those types of very unconscious bias that's built up from stigma that keeps us boxed in. Because now, I did not speak to the governor about anything that I originally planned to. Instead, I thanked her for what I guess she thought was a compliment. If I could do that moment all over again, I would teach the governor. I would tell her that the same unconscious bias of what someone on or off drugs is supposed to look like was something that fueled my own addiction. When I used drugs, unless you were doing drugs with me, you would have never have known. Because of my fear of stigma, I made sure to appear perfect to the outside world. And again, those fears held me back from getting the help I really needed.